All right, our eyes are closed, and now we know that we're not turning just within me. Now we know that having closed our eyes to the outside appearance of separateness, that we are really in the consciousness of each other. In other words, we are in the one divine consciousness, which is the consciousness of each other. Now see that spiritually, not physically. And then, now here we are all together in one consciousness. Can you see that whatever blesses one of us blesses all? And can you see, if it were possible for any one of us in there to harm another, that he would only be harming himself? Because he's in there as a part of that allness. Well, this is what you must see. Because this is why the Oriental teaching of karma came into existence, that the evil that you do another, you're doing to yourself and must pay back. The good that you do to another, you're doing to yourself, and it will come back. And this same teaching was carried over into the teaching of Christ Jesus. And he called it, as ye sow, so shall ye reap. As ye do unto another, it will be done unto you. Now, there is no God deciding this at all. This is a law that we set in motion. And if I am filling my thoughts with truth and love about you, that is what has to come back to me. You don't have any power to withhold it any more than you have power to send it out. I'm the one who has sent it out, and it's going to make a circle. It's going to reach you, go through you, come back to me. But remember that if I send out evil, greed, lust, animality, jealousy, envy, hate, don't you forget that you don't stop it. It has to go to you and through you and around back to me. Why? We're not really two separate beings. All you have to do is close your eyes and know we're right there together in that one in and of, that one infinite consciousness. And so you can see that it would be an utter impossibility to share truth, life, and love with you without it completing the circle. Round and round and round it goes in eternal expression. And so you can see that the moment we let any universal belief of hate, envy, jealousy, malice, we are aiming it at ourselves. There's no God punishing us. Don't ever believe there is. We set in motion the law. Inasmuch as ye have done it unto the least of these my brethren, ye have set in the law in motion that will come back to you. Inasmuch as ye have not done it unto the least of these my brethren, ye have set in motion the law that is going to come back to you. You see, it's ye. As ye sow, so shall ye reap. It isn't going to bother your neighbor on either side. It's ye. And it isn't going to be visited on your children unto the third and fourth generation. That's another lot of nonsense. It is going to come back to the individual. Now, while those who have already reached the stage of spiritual unfoldment, where they are no longer indulging the world's degree of sensuality or hate or envy or jealousy or malice, you find whatever you find of that among spiritual students is in a far lesser degree than there is out in the world. But there is a fault that is still found among the spiritual students because of their ignorance of it. and that is this. If we think of our neighbor as a human being, we are malpracticing him. And that very belief of human beings will come back and make us a human being again. And a human being means partly good and partly evil, partly healthy and partly sick, part alive and part dead, part rich and part poor. In other words, humanhood is made up of the pairs of opposites. Humanhood is made up of good and evil. And the moment that we start to think of this world and of people in it from the standpoint of humanhood, we are setting in motion the malpractice that comes back unto us. In other words, we must have a period each day of what I call purification. Now, I know that throughout the day, lots of times, I'm going to express human thoughts about people in the world. But at least once a day, I must sit down and purify myself to the extent of knowing that no matter what human judgment I may pass, or no matter what human correction I may give anyone, this is only on the surface and the appearance world. Actually, I know that thou art spiritual.